What's going on, everybody? This is Jazz from Jazz's Rockin Roadshow here in lovely Orlando. I'm scared out of my mind right now. Look at where I'm at. This is a quarter of the way around on this big roller coaster. I don't like it at all. If it wasn't for the fact I'm talking to you on a camera, I would be on the floor with my eyes closed. No lie. But since I'm here, it's time to get our musical guest. Let's see who we got this week. Let's call. It's a surprise. I'm going to shut my eyes. I don't want to look outside.
Hello?
Hello there. Am I speaking to Drown the Deep?
You are, yes. This is Danielle from Drown the Deep.
Hey, how are you? This is Jazz. And I wanted to call you because I am scared out of my mind on the biggest damn Ferris wheel I've ever been on in my life in the middle of Orlando. And I wanted to see if you guys would all be a musical guest on my show, Jazz's Rockin Roadshow. What do you say?
That's awesome. We'd love that. Thank you.
Excellent. This is all contingent on me making it down in one piece, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm scared to death. I've got my eyes closed while I'm talking to you.
Oh no, hopefully it goes well.
This looked a lot, I mean, it looked big when I was on the ground, but it is a lot bigger now that I'm up here. And I'm all by myself in a car, and I'm sitting down in the middle with the camera and trying not to look down. I'm just looking out. And yeah, let me tell you something. If ever I had a white knuckle moment, it's right now. And we're still not at the top. Oh, I hate this. See what, this is what I do for rock and roll.
Well, conversation is a good way to help keep your mind focused on something else, right?
Yeah, so I normally don't do this, but since you're going to be like my therapy while I'm up here with my eyes shut, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and we'll see if it translates to video, and if it does, that'll be part of our interview. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay, so the first question that I have for you is, how far can a human fall out of a Ferris wheel and still live?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, so you want to hear something crazy?
Okay.
Somebody was telling me that about 3 months ago, there were, or no, it was New Year's, I think. They were on here and this thing got stuck. They lost power and had to get people down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I tell you that right as I'm almost at the tippy top. So, the funny thing is, when you see this video, I'm holding on to a pole behind me because I'm such a wuss, but like, that's gonna do nothing, right? Nothing. All right, so I'm gonna ask you some real questions here. You need to tell me, how did you get the name? What's it represent? Because when I think Drown the Deep, I think of like scuba diving and stuff like that, but I could be way off.
No scuba endeavors. The name was something that I already had in my head when my guitarist and I hooked up and started a band, and he was cool with it, so we moved forward with that name. Basically what it represents is that sort of emotional journey that we take through music and in our own heads, basically. And we can sometimes kind of be drowning in the depth of our emotions and in our own minds. But at least for me and us as a band, the music really helps pull us through.
Well, let me tell you something. If ever there was a time I'm drowning in emotion, it's right the heck now. I'm at the tip top of this damn thing that I decided to get on. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. I really don't. But anyways, I tell you what, I'm going to cut this real short because I'm going to hold on for dear life. But I have a great idea. What do you say, once I'm back on the ground, I get back to the hotel and I'll get like my nerves back, I'll drink about 17 beers. If I don't pass out, maybe we can do like a little Zoom call meeting and we'll do a little interview, and then we'll line up some performance dates for you for when I'm back in Pennsylvania. How's that sound?
Sounds great. That's awesome.
Excellent. So, our musical guest for this week's show is going to be drown the deep. It's too high. Way too high up here. It's crazy though. The things I do.
Music here. And this is scary as hell to me. It's cool, but it's kind of like freaky too. Every time I fly, I always look at the flight attendants. If they're calling, I'm like, yeah, hey, thank you so much. Made it. We're gonna head back to the hotel and do a little interview with Drown the Deep. If I can get out. I just made it back to the hotel room, and when I got in here, I don't know what's going on with the temperature, but it's like 60 degrees in here, which is why I'm in Florida wearing a hoodie. So in case you're wondering, that's why. This is my lovely little messy facility that I'm in. That's a camera up there, right there. Anyways, so we are with Drown the Deep.
Right.
Everybody. All right. And they're drinking beers without me.
Yeah.
Give me one through the screen. We are with Drown the Deep. Introduce yourself and what you do to the entire world.
I'm Regis. I play guitar.
Excellent.
Wayne Jones, I play the drums.
Sweet.
Jahala, I am the singer.
Nate Ward, I play bass.
Nate plays the bass. Right on.
Yes.
Four
And we
string?
actually got
Smallest
him
guy in the band plays the biggest instrument.
Right?
and switched to bass for us. So
Nice. Excellent. So how long have you all been playing? And I don't mean
We've
individually.
been-
I mean, how long has Drown the Deep been jamming out? Because you've been working on an album
Yep.
and following some of your posts, you know, everything's starting to come out. Tell me all about it.
yeah, we've been our full lineup for a year now. We first started in 2020 with just the two of us.
Uh-huh.
And then we got Wayne on board about a year later or so. Obviously, pandemic slowed some stuff down there.
Yeah.
And then got Nate on board about a year ago.
Right on.
And after an extensive search trying to find a good bassist.
And then you just gave up and got this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gave up.
I'm just kidding.
Well, that's thanks to Reach. He got him to
Yeah.
convince him to switch instruments.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have some great friends as well as talented musicians. So these are all my friends pretty much. So
Awesome.
kind of a labor of love.
It's like a family.
Yep.
That's great. That's great because that's the thing about playing in bands that people don't realize. Because I always love when you see like the post, like, yeah, these are my brothers, and then the next
Right.
week, like two of them are split
Right.
and everything
Yeah.
else. But
Yeah, they kick the
That
guy out of
is-
the band. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's almost more important than like you got to be talented first off, but you also have to have the mindset. You know what I mean? Especially if you're starting to play out of town and stuff, and you got to be in a van or truck or car,
yeah.
or whatever. So you've been playing all throughout Pittsburgh, I've seen.
Mhm.
And you, if I'm not mistaken, who did I just see you open for?
Memphis Mayfire was our last show.
Yes.
Yep.
How crazy was that?
Yeah, were you there? You were there?
I saw the pictures.
Yeah,
I was
it
there
was
in spirit.
It was crazy. Yeah, we were pumped. There was a line outside waiting to get in. You know, normally we're opening, so there's not that many people. People are just kind of trickling in, but people wanted to get right up front for the band, so they all came for us, and it was
awesome.
pretty much full when we went on. So
That's
it was
great. When you're the opening act, you are at the mercy of whoever you're opening for. If they want to have a sound check and hold those doors,
Oh,
they
yeah.
do it, and then they open the doors, and you're like, "What about us?" Doesn't matter,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's cool that everybody treated you well and had such a great time.
Yeah.
That's part of what like this show's about, trying to highlight up and coming bands, give you a chance to be heard by everybody. So you all just recently put out a CD, released it all on streaming services, down, you know, all that stuff. And at the end of the episode, I'll make sure to include all that so people can get your music. But the name of the album is Black Sun Drive.
Right.
It is.
So
yeah.
tell me about that. How show first off, hold that up. Let's see it. Yes, there it is, people. Go out and buy it.
Got nice packaging here. The track list on the back.
Yeah.
10 songs, and then eventually we'll come out with vinyl as well. And in homage to our love for vinyl, the actual CD.
It was,
Nice. So that's cool. You
fun.
mentioned vinyl. A lot of bands don't do that. Some do. I'm excited.
man.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So
Everything costs money, so it's just it's staggering it all out. You know, we'll do it as fast as we can, but being a small band, it's gonna take time.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing that you know, the fans buy the CD, stream it, but buy the CD, buy a T-shirt, buy
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
you know, buy
We make,
vinyl. I don't have a record player, so what? Hang it on the wall.
Right.
Because otherwise,
Bands make a fraction of a penny off every stream.
exactly.
It's
That's
convenient,
budget.
but you support us a lot more by coming to the shows and buying our merch.
Yeah. How many songs are on the album, and where did you record it?
10 songs.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
When people
And-
said to us that is a lot, I was like, it's fine. They're written. It's cool. First
Yeah.
time in the studio, you can tell we were young and naive.
Where'd
It
you
was
go?
5 months in the studio. It was at Tonic Recording Studios.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
Excellent.
yeah.
Yeah. There was a ton of work. Of
Yeah.
4 or 5 months of work.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we'll just do singles from
Yeah.
the way on.
I mean, that's what most people seem to be doing these days anyways, going
Yeah.
single by single, and
Yeah.
it makes sense, but it's nice to have a CD now and, you know, be able to have it for fans at the show, because, I mean, almost like every show we play, we get people coming up to us saying, do you have CDs?
Yeah.
That is, I think, one of my favorite things of playing is as a newer band, people don't know us, and
Yeah.
they can, if they're not one of our
The
fans
shock
who came to
value.
see,
Yeah.
yeah. They're like,
Pretty
ah,
damn
whoever.
good.
And then we get people coming to the stage and liking what we're doing. So now we've got the CDs that we can offer them afterwards.
Any touring plans?
we've got all of our upcoming shows on our website, drownthedeep.com. And we've also got a pinned post on Facebook with all of our show dates for the year. So if folks want to catch us in person, they can see where we're going to be. And we're branching out to outside of the Pittsburgh area, outside of the state this year. So, and if folks want to see us, let us know. We want to do show swapping with bands too. We're big on that. Help support other bands. We're all in this together, and there's more than enough room for us all to shine.
All right. So I enjoyed chatting with y'all, and you're all going to play a song for us, not on Zoom, but in person.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Drown the Deep.
Bang, bang with the thrill of the gun. I fell down and I started to run. Now I'll never be Hands in the dirt, facing the wind. Mine in the gutter, never slip again. Took me down, called it a win. Climbing back up, never sleep again. You wanna break me? Come on and make me. Yeah, you drown me. I'm gonna rise up, getting like a flash, black as the night. Stumble down the road, look down in the sky. See my face streaming at night. No one to listen back, sun in the sky. You wanna break
everybody in whatever the name of my TV show is. This is my buddy Keith Decker.
What's happening?
Keith is a bass player, pretty killer musician from the Baltimore area. Keith played on the Half Wheel Tune Soul Invictus because I made him. He came up to Pittsburgh one time. I said, dude, why don't you play on this Half Wheel Tune? He's like, what Half Wheel Tune? I said, I don't know, I'm gonna write it. So I wrote that tune that morning and he played on it that night.
That's weird.
All right, what is this, Keith? Show us.
Well, all right, nothing's cooperating. But the convention center in Fort Worth, Texas is next to the place where they filmed the end of Logan's Run. So this place, there it is. You can go walk on it, and it's right there. There it is. And that was my favorite movie from the time I was like 3.
The 1970s Logan's Run, one of the greatest movies.
Yeah, I was born
ever.
in 1976.
All right, so what about it now?
So it's right next to the Fort Worth Convention Center.
I didn't know that.
And you know what? It's a neat place. It's like a 70s dude's vision of perfection. So there's a place called The Mountain.
Right.
And it's just like geometric shapes of concrete. And you can climb up them in like stair step levels.
Right.
So it's like a faux mountain in the flattest place
From
ever.
Logan's Run.
Yeah, and Texas has no hills.
Wow.
So they built a faux mountain. I've got a few friends of mine that are archivists.
Right.
And thank God for you, because we're all going to die. And when we all die, there will be some people that have these archives of beautiful footage of videos and photos and recordings of the music you played together,
The places you've went,
the places you've been in,
people you've seen or whatever. Yeah,
Right.
I get it.
things you want to forget.
Like every adventure we have.
Yeah, but there are people who are archivists and that record all and that's cool. So when you're once dead and gone,
I'm an archivist.
right? Yeah.
You and I travel the world, well, at least the United States, quite extensively.
The world is this world within our country exists. Yes.
Do you find
You
it
travel
like
the world?
What's that?
You travel the world.
Well, I try.
I occasionally travel the world, but we haven't done that together yet.
That's true. We need to do that
We've
sometime.
only traveled the contiguous United States together.
Yes. What
Is fantastic in its own thing.
What do you like about that? What don't you like about that?
But the good part about
Yes.
making America your home, all parts of America, the best part is that we're not as different as everyone would think.
That's true.
Go anywhere in the country and have a wonderful conversation with people who you would think, on paper, I should hate this person. But you know what? We're like a good, at least 60% the same. You know, everyone wants kindness. John the Deep.
Drown the Deep, yes.
Is that a guy or a band?
It's a band.
Okay.
Why would you think it's a guy?
Because it's John.
No, not John the Deep. It's Drown the Deep.
You Pittsburgher.
Say Drown the Deep, not John. Oh, we're gonna do a show with John the
This is how they pronounce stuff. It's not John, it's John.
Ladies
So
and
I'm
gen-
sorry if I thought Drown was John. Because you can't talk.
Oh, that's the best part about this whole show. Oh my goodness.
But
Listen,
but in a good way.
so maybe we're gonna play a video from Drown the Deep, or we're just gonna get drunk and keep walking this way. You're watching Jazz's Rockin Roadshow, and this week we have Drown the Deep playing their song Highway.
feel my skin, taste my bones, find my light, find myself on the highway. Down the highway of my darkest days, pendulum swing stops in a sideways, staring down the headlights of my life. Catch me in between, just like a knife.
It's 3:38 in the morning. Getting ready to head back to Pittsburgh, meet up with Drown the Deep. I'm glad I'm not flying the plane. I just gotta get there. I don't have to fly the plane. I'm gonna sleep on this one. I'm at the Atlanta airport on my way back to Pittsburgh. Gonna go hang out with Drown the Deep. They're gonna play us some tunes live at their rehearsal space. So yeah, next stop, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is my favorite part of the Atlanta airport. I make it a point to walk through here every time I come through the airport. Between all the A gates and between all the B gates. It's lovely now. Alright, we're heading to Pittsburgh. We're gonna see Drown the Deep. This is Drown the Deep with Darkness in Me.
How it feels to be it's roses in the mud. All I ever see is drenched in blood. Quickly look away now, you don't wanna see the truth. Tell me how you hate the things I am saying to you. Tell me how I should be burning and high when my soul is screaming to die. This is all I know. So the flavor of got my way up, but I hate the shade, the silence, the hollow. Fill me up with hope for tomorrow. Tell me, what can you see? The darkness in
I'm just making notes of what I
That's
need to
fine.
send you.
She's the project manager here.
Project manager? All right. So she keeps you all in line, doesn't she?
Pretty much.
I figured as much.
We'd be running around bumping into each other.
Wayne and I just drink beer.
Right. Okay, so if I ever go out on the road with you, I'm hanging out with you two.
Yeah,
That's the creative.
This is
That's
the
the
party
creative
years.
forces right there. That's
This is the partiers over here.
So these two create, these two cause. Okay. So,
pretty much.
Come in with a rough sketch, and then they add the rest to
Right.
it. And,
Yeah.
so I'm here with Gene and Paul and Ace and Peter.
right.
Oh, that's funny. All
It
right.
started that way, though. It was just you and I.
Yeah.
So you were playing when you okay. So the first you two started, was it like acoustic or what?
No, we met at work.
Yeah.
We got talking about music.
Yeah.
And then Jayla talked about some music that she had written, and
You mentioned that I took some voice lessons with Steve Whiteman of Kicks. He knew who that was. So.
Wow.
yeah, and I was like, wow, why do you know who Kicks is? Yeah. We
Yeah.
wanted to record one song, the one original song, Contagion.
Yeah.
So we started working on that. We brought Wayne
Oh,
in.
that was hometown for the holiday. The DVD.
X
The,
competition.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where they'll play local bands on like a loop basically around the holidays.
Right on.
So yeah, we went into the studio and did a 1 day, couple hour kind of take.
And I was like, oh shit, that's right. I got to play bass. I have no bass line for this song.
Yeah.
so
So it's time to get a bass player. And then
yeah, I think the guy
They
Nate,
tried for a
showed
long
me how to play.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, I had a couple
too.
friends sit in. We booked the Hard Rock show. We didn't have a bass player, and my friend Jeff sat in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pulled Wayne in. I've known Wayne since I was 5. He and I grew up playing together in his basement. He played
He was one who started. Hey, let's start a band. I heard we were about 12 years old.
They
Yeah,
got
just started
great
playing drums
pictures
first.
from that
and
time,
started playing
too.
guitar.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I always told him, I was like, we make anything from, if I ever make a band from scratch, he'll be the drummer. So I called him up. I was like, and saw on Facebook you started playing again.
Yeah, that's how we got. Yeah, because once I had a daughter when I was 20 years old, so he and I, kind of separated a little bit. We didn't talk to each other for a while. But once Facebook, he reached out to me like, oh, I see you're still playing. And so he and I started getting together again and playing.
Nice.
Right before he and her hooked up and started collaborating.
Awesome.
And I'm
So
trying to pull Nate in. I've known Nate for 20 years, 23 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we worked together.
I didn't
too.
play bass.
you did.
I played
played
guitar.
guitar.
I played guitar in a cover band, and so he's like, "You want to play bass?" I thought he was joking, and then he kept persisting, and I'm like, "Really?" Like, okay.
Yeah.
So I just bought a cheap ass bass and started. And was
Yeah,
like, all right, I'm
borrowing
in.
mine and just playing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then
Yeah,
3
it's
weeks
like-
later, I bought another bass.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, I bought another
Another one,
bass.
It happens.
Except we can't say how many because this
Oh,
wife
that's right.
will see this.
Yeah, if his wife sees this.
He
Yeah.
has to see the instruments.
Busted. Sorry.
We got to do a rig breakdown. We got to show everybody your touring rig.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
Jay was
gonna,
the catalyst for that thing.
yeah.
She,
So
Yeah.
when her and I got together, she's like, I'm going to get this in-ear monitor rig. And I'm used to using wedges and just the nightmare of all that. And I'm kind of like, man, I've never played with that. And
owners are going to hate us and all this stuff. And we started playing with it. People love it. I love it.
Yeah, I did
They
the
hate
research.
it. They hate it when they don't understand it.
Yeah.
And then when you tell them, here's 4 lines.
Yeah, just unplug the
and you're
mics, plug this in.
Yeah.
So I
And you're
asked
done.
them, I'm like, where's the patch panel on the stage? We'll park this near that. Just replace the mics. I have everything labeled. And people so far, I mean, we've played 5 or 6 different clubs now.
And
you
it's
know,
getting a
people
lot more
like it.
comments, so a lot of the sound
Yeah.
guys already know.
Yeah, we don't need the
about
monitors.
other
We don't need the
stuff.
feedback from the monitors or
Yeah.
anything.
And the cool thing about that, if you start living in a van and traveling, that makes it really easy.
Yeah, so I did a bunch of research to get this thing together. As a singer, I don't really do gear, but when we started jamming, I've been wanting to play with in-ears for a while, so I did research and got this together. We've got the nice hard road case, dealing with getting beat up when we go to our shows. Storage drawer where we keep all of our cables, my in-ear pack, my mic, his mic, some backup batteries in case the rechargeable batteries go to shit.
Uh-oh. Has that happened ever?
Fortunately, no, but I feel like it's better to prepare for the worst case scenario.
Absolutely.
And then we've got power strip, which everything is plugged into. The X32, which is the powerhouse here, the X32 rack.
So that serves, so you're running monitors, so in-ear monitors come out of that so that you can hear what's going on. And you don't have to bring like guitar amps and have monitors and wedges. Everything's in that one case, boom.
Exactly. So we run from their pedal boards and my mic. Everything goes in the front here. Plugs into the patch panel. Out the back, it comes out 2 lines. So we've got one line that goes to the X32 and another line that goes to the Snake, which goes to front of house, or when we were here to your setup. So we've got 2 and they're completely separate. So we run our in-ear mixes. We can mess with them. We can change them however we want. And front of house can do what they need to. And nothing we're doing messes with front of house. Nothing front of house is doing messes with us.
That's awesome.
And that's my in-ear pack.
So this works out great for everybody except that guy. He still has to bring all the drums.
Yes.
Except for tonight. Except for tonight, you got to use mine. But usually.
It's a nice little set, though. I like it.
Thank you. Excellent. Well, thank you for showing us your road gear there, because a lot of people wonder how that happens, and that's pretty cool.